Welcome to this step-by-step demonstration on publishing AppStudio for ArcGIS apps to the Google Play Store. In this demonstration, we will cover these steps: creating your AppStudio for ArcGIS app, registering your app as an ArcGIS runtime application, creating a Keystore file for signing your app, and then how to sign and build your app with AppStudio for ArcGIS. We'll go over signing up for a Google developer account, and finally uploading and publishing your app to the Google Play Store. I'll just briefly go over AppStudio for ArcGIS and app creation. For more information on this, look in the documentation and other videos. AppStudio is a great application for building native apps that run on iOS, Android, and Windows. To get AppStudio, go to appstudio.arcgis.com. There's two versions of the app building process: a web version where you can use templates created by Esri, connect your data, your maps, configure the templates, and preview them online. There's also a desktop version of AppStudio for ArcGIS. With the desktop version, you can do everything you can on the web using templates to create apps, connecting up your data, your maps. But what's different about the desktop version is that you can also customize with code and truly create a custom application if that's what you need. Both the desktop and the web version allow you to create powerful applications. If you would like to create an Android app for the Google Play Store, you'll need to do a few things first. You need to sign the app and create an install executable for the Google Play Store. In the next few steps, we'll go over this process. Before we sign our app, we need to register it as an ArcGIS runtime application. AppStudio for ArcGIS uses ArcGIS runtime technology, and the apps created with it need to be licensed to do so. So to register our ArcGIS runtime app, go to developers.arcgis.com, log in with a free account or create a new account if needed, register your application, and get the client ID for the application. So let's see how this is done. I log into developers.arcgis.com and go up to my Applications tab. There, I'll see applications that I've created. If I don't see my application from AppStudio created, I can register a new application and create a brand new one at that point. I've got my San Diego Map Tour demo I'm going to look at. I'll click on Authentication, and here is the client ID. Now I'm going to need this when signing my app with AppStudio for ArcGIS, so I can copy this or keep it somewhere because I'll need this ID when building my app. The next step is creating a Keystore file. A Keystore file is a type of personal certificate for signing your app. It includes an alias and a password, and it is used when submitting an app to the Google Play Store. Once you've submitted an app to Google Play Store and want to update it, only apps that are signed with that same Keystore file can be updated to the Google Play Store. So do not lose your Keystore file or forget your passwords. If you search around the web, you may find various ways of creating Keystore files. But for this demonstration, we're going to use Android Studio and the tools there that help us create a new Keystore file. So we're going to create a temporary project, open the Build menu, click on the Generate Signed APK tool, and create a new Keystore file. Let's see how this is done. Okay, so I launch Android Studio and start a new project. I'm just going to click Next, 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 and create a new blank project. Once my project is fully opened, I'll click on the project and click the Build menu, Generate Signed APK. And I don't have an existing Keystore, I want to create a new one. From here, I enter the path of my Keystore file and give it a name. And then I need to create a password for my Keystore file. This is a password for the actual file. And then an alias, which you can kind of think of as a username. So give my Keystore a username or alias, as it's called. Also, enter a password for that alias. There's some more information here that I can enter. I'll skip ahead, click OK, and I created a new Keystore file. Here's my new Keystore file. Now, Keystore files sometimes have a .jks extension or a .keystore extension. So I'm going to copy my Keystore file and create one with a .jks extension and one with a .keystore extension. This is because different applications require different extensions. It's essentially the same file. So now we'll go over how we sign and build our app. The web and desktop versions of AppStudio for ArcGIS essentially ask for the same information, but it's a little different in implementation. First, we'll start with the web. So from the AppStudio App Console online, I'm going to click on Build App. Here I need to enter some information. First, my client ID. Now this is the runtime client ID that we created earlier on the Esri developer site. So I copy and paste that client ID, and then I want to click on an Android build for the Google Play Store and assign my Android app. Here I need to give it a package name. We have a default package name, but I need to give it a better name that is going to be used in the store. This is going to be the unique name that the Google Play Store uses. Most people use reverse URL naming convention. So com.esri.san map tour demo is what I'm using. And now I'm going to enter my key alias from my Keystore file, so the username or alias name from my Keystore file, the password to that alias, and then browse for that Keystore file. And lastly, the password to my Keystore file. Once I've included this information, I can close the dialog and request a build of my app. This will spin up some servers in the cloud, which will create an Android install executable signed by our Keystore. Now that I have shown you how to do this on the web version, let's see how this is done on the desktop version of AppStudio. We open AppStudio and the property for the app we've created. From the Properties page, we have an Advanced button. Click on Advanced, and here we can enter that client ID, the runtime client ID that we created earlier. Copy that and paste it into place. Now we'll give our app a package name. Like before, we'll give it the San Diego map tour demo name, the reverse URL naming convention. Then we'll sign our package. This is with our Keystore. So navigate to the Keystore file, enter the Keystore password, the key alias, and of course the key password or the alias password. When you've entered the information, click Close, apply these property changes, and close the property dialog. Now we need to upload this to ArcGIS Online, where our app is going to be stored and built. So we'll click the Upload button to upload our app to ArcGIS Online. Now that it's uploaded there, let's build this signed app. We click the Make button. We choose Android as our platform. We'll analyze our build first. Everything looks okay here, and we will request a build. Now you might be wondering, once this build completes, how do I get my file? Well, your Android install files, or APK files, are stored in your ArcGIS Online account. In fact, in a special folder called called My Apps. So under My Apps, you will see the San Diego Map Tour demo.apk, in my case, my install file available to me. Okay, the next step is to sign up for a Google developer account. To do this, go to play.google.com/publish and click on the Apps button. Then follow the process, signing in with your Google account and registering as a Google developer. Note, you will have to pay a $25 fee to become a registered Google app developer. All right, we're now at the last step, uploading and publishing our app to the Google Play Store. So a few things you'll need to publish your app to the Google Play Store. One is your signed APK file, which we showed you how to do in this demonstration. You'll also need a short description of your app, a full, longer description of your app, and you need some screenshots, a phone, of a smaller 7 or 8 inch tablet, or a larger 9 or 10 inch tablet. If your app will only run on the phone, you don't need to add the tablet screenshots. To take a screenshot with most Android devices, you do so by pushing the power button and the volume down button at the same time, and that will take a screenshot on the device. All right, you'll also need a high-res app icon, and that's 512 by 512 pixels, and that needs to be a PNG file. And then a feature graphic. This is really a background graphic that will be shown sometimes when the app is displayed in the App Store. Now let's see how we publish to the store. First, go to play.google.com/apps/publish, and this will bring you to the App Store. Log in and click Add New Application. Type in a title for your app. Now in this demonstration, I'm not going to show you every process or every item in the publishing process, but it's just some of the main ones. So we have our map title. I need to add that description. So I have it in a separate document here, my short description. And then also a full description of my app. After I have my descriptions, I'm going to scroll down and add some images. So I've got a few images. Here's a phone image. I'm going to upload it, and you can do so by just dragging it into the little box there to add the screenshot. And also add a 7-inch tablet screenshot. So I'll put my 7-inch tablet, drag it in. I usually would upload 3 to 5 screenshots for each of these, for a phone, tablet, 7-inch tablet, and 10-inch tablet. So I've uploaded my phone and tablet screenshots. Now I'm going to bring in that high resolution icon, that 512 by 512 icon for my app, and then the feature graphic, or the background graphic. So I've got my images loaded. I need to select a category. So is this a game or an application? In my case, it's an application. I have various different categories of apps that this will fall into. I'm going to choose travel because this is a city tourism-based app, and content for everyone. Some information about website, email, phone number that you might need to fill in, and then a few other things. Let's load the APK now. So that APK file that we created. To load that, simply by upload your APK file, navigate to the APK that we signed, and drag it into the box. It'll take a little time to upload, and then we'll have it stored in our listing. There's a few more things we can go through, such as content, pricing, in-app purchases. After you've filled out the various forms, you're then ready to publish your app. It usually takes about 2 hours for an app to be published publicly from the Google Play Store. Then you can access it from the web or from the Google Play app on an Android device. This concludes our demonstration on publishing AppStudio for ArcGIS apps to the Google Play Store. Now, go out there, create some great apps with AppStudio, and share them with the world. Thank you.